And here on the Culture Club line this morning, we have from Yarnslingers, the big Yarnslinger herself, Ramona Jan. How are you, Ramona?
I'm very good, Harold. How are you today?
Oh, can't be any better than this. So you've got an event coming up February 16th over at the Callicoon Theater. There's new management over there, and I guess they invited you guys in to kick the place off, huh?
Well, that is correct. We do have an event coming up at the Callicoon Theater. We are a writers group, and we are a writing presenting group. So what happens is our writers write a short story. We have a word limit, so no one goes on and on. We're similar to the Moth, actually, except the difference is that since we limit the words, nobody goes on and on. Nobody needs to be hooked off of stage. And you can read from your piece instead of having to memorize it and perform it. It brings out a lot of different types of writers because not everyone has the theatrics that, where you can ad-lib something and remember it all. So basically, yes, at the Callicoon Theater, it's going to be February 16th. It's going to be from 5 to 6. It's free. And we write according to a theme, and this particular arc for the whole year. We'll do 4 events this year. I don't know if they'll all be at the Callicoon Theater, but certainly the first one is psychotherapy. Our arc is medical. So the first one is psychotherapy.
Very good.
Psycho-therapy. Makes it a little bit different than if you just smush the words all together.
Yes.
I think.
It certainly means a very different look at it. So.
Yeah, and so basically what happens is the writers are juried, and they're given this theme, and it's a wide open interpretation, but the stories all have to be true first-person stories. And we've been together as a group for 10 years now, and we have, slung our yarns, weaved our yarns all over Sullivan County and the Catskills, starting in Livingston Manor. And we like to think of Callicoon as our home. We've done yarn slinging at Cafe Adeladori and also when it was Cafe Divine before that. But our audience has grown large, and we thought to try the Callicoon Theater. We're very, very excited about it because it's a little bit of a different kind of a situation. People are not eating during it, and there won't be extraneous noises made from, coffee-making machines and such. Although we are an eating crowd, so it's not to say we won't go back into that situation.
And it's a wonderful space, the Callicoon Theater. It's a terrific World War II era Quonset hut sort of architecture, and a beautiful, beautiful space for both movies and, I can imagine, for the Yarnslingers.
Yes, it's going to be different because we're going to be, the audience will be dark, the house will be dark, and we're not going to be actually on the stage. We'll be right in front of it. People don't usually know this because they don't walk up to the front of a movie theater in general, but the floor actually curves upward. So when you're standing right in front of the stage, you are above the seats as if you are on a stage. It's very interesting, that flooring in that building.
Nice.
So it's going to be, and we'll have lights on the Yarn Slingers, and we're very excited about it. And Chrissy is open to doing some live performances there. Eventually, as I understand it, she's going to be taking out the 2 front rows of seats, and there will be room for a stage that will pull out eventually.
Very nice.
She's going to have live music, and storytelling was one of the things that she wanted to do. And so I guess after 10 years of being the storytelling group, the writers group in Sullivan County, we get to have the privilege of opening up her live performance.
Well, congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you. It will be free, and it will be between the matinee and the evening showing. So people will be able to come in for free for that hour because Yarnslingers has traditionally always been free. For
nice.
The writers, we need to get exposure as writers. It's really helpful to read something you've been working on aloud in front of an audience. It gives one, we don't meet as a group. We don't meet and critique each other's work or anything like that. We don't have writers' seminars. I find that the best way to learn is by hearing aloud other people's writing and by reading aloud my own writing. I made the group selfishly for myself because I really felt like if I did that, I might get a new perspective on something I was writing. And sure enough, I did. And all the people who have participated and are participating have found that it permeates into them as writers, and they they go forward. Like sometimes I'll watch somebody else and I'll go, I'm not using enough clever adjectives, and I'll go home and I'll work on my adjectives.
There you go.
Something like that.
So this event is February 16th over at the Callicoon Theater.
Right.
So that's next week.
Yes, and it will be under an hour, and then we're all going to go over to Rafters Tavern next door and commiserate, because one thing about writers is none of us think we're any good.
That's right. It's never really done.
If you want to commiserate with us, we invite you to come over to Rafters and do so. Or if you want to ask questions, or if you want to know more about the group and become part of and try it, I'm always, what we do is we will have 8 or 9 pieces, and 2 of those people are always newbies, and I have a certain amount have to be men, certain amount have to be women, so we want to mix it up. Certain amount have to be veterans. So you see, we don't have a lot of slots to fill, when it comes down to trying to get a nice smattering of...
Nice.
Some have to be old, some have to be young, under 30.
Very good.
So it's a great thing.
So if someone's interested in getting involved in Yarnslingers, because this sounds like if you're into writing, this is like the place to be. If they're interested, they should call, I guess your running buddy is Chrissy Smith, right?
Well, if you're interested in becoming a Yarnslinger, the best thing to do is to email us at yarnslingers@yahoo.com and just request to be on the writer's list.
Yarnslingers@yahoo.com.
Yes, and it's spelled YARNSLINGERS at yahoo.com. It's actually a real old cowboy word. It meant storytellers from, about 150 years ago. That word existed. Yes, that's the best way if you want to be a writer. If you want to find out more about the event, you would call the Callicoon Theater. And do you have that number, Harold? Or do you want me to?
Is that the 845-887-4460?
Yes, that is the number. So if you want to
Chrissy Smith is the new owner.
Yes, and if you have any questions about the event at Callicoon Theater, you would call there.
Very good. And there's also a Facebook page for Yarnslingers, I understand.
We have a Facebook page, that's correct. And from the Facebook page, you can go to our website. So I won't get into the website address. Since everything is volunteer, everything is free with Yarnslingers. We have a free website, and so therefore it's a long address.
There you go. No, I understand.
You can get to the link through the Facebook page.
The Facebook page, that's right.
And like us on Facebook. That's great. We like when you like us. And you can see some videos, I believe, are on both the Facebook page and also on the website.
Yep. And as my social media people always tell me, you need to like it and then share it. And that's how you do it on Facebook.
Is that how you do it? Okay.
That's how you do it. So February 16th, Callicoon Theater, 5 o'clock. Runs about an hour. And the tickets are expensive. They're free.
Right. Exactly.
Well, thank you so much, Jan, for taking time out of your writing to fill in the Culture Club listeners about the next Yarnslingers event. And I hope you'll keep us up to date. And whenever you've got something coming up, let us know.
Okay, we will. Thank you.